Welcome back to Laurence McKenna channel, and thank you for 50,000 subscribers, right?
Graphic, if you were able to put it on, we're doing things.
Can't do it because it's all live. Yeah, thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it. And
Congratulations, by the way.
thank you. 50K's big.
I know you had your doubters. People said you couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, they did actually, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
and here we are.
Well, to celebrate, BT Sport have taken myself and James away, although really you, but there was another space, away to see Celtic and Rangers both play in the Champions League within 2 days. Because, of course, I'm a massive Liverpool fan.
Yep.
But if you weren't able to make it to the game, you'd be able to watch it all live and direct on BT Sport, right? Because BT Sport is, we use it on a daily basis, a great place to watch all the European football. They also have the Europa League. They also have some other amazing sporting interests on there as well. They do the Premier League on the weekend as well.
Of course.
They have the goal show. They have all these different things to watch.
Yeah, amazing docs as well. Really amazing docs. My dad was telling me about a Brian O'Driscoll one that I need to watch, and I will be watching very, very soon.
Yeah. In fact, I've watched quite a few docs on BT Sport.
Yeah, really.
And there's loads of other little benefits to being on BT Sport, having the app and all sorts of things. So head over there and take a look at those guys because, well, they brought us here, and for that very reason, thanks. Speaking of Champions League, speaking of Europe, speaking of the continent, a place you don't tend to go very often on your channel.
No, not too much.
Yeah.
Sort of at moments.
We want to talk about the expensive bonfire that is PSG.
Sure.
Right. Mbappe posted the other day on his Instagram, insinuating that he wasn't insinuating. I like that. Insinuating that he wasn't particularly happy with his position, that he wasn't particularly happy with the makeup of the squad, or that he wasn't particularly happy with any of these things. And it was really about his position. But then from that, people inferred that he was overall unhappy at PSG. I want to get your headline thoughts on that first of all, considering that he is the highest paid player in the history of football.
Yeah.
Considerably richer than anyone else in the game. And
with more influence.
And with way more influence on one team that have really committed to him, and then he's gone, yeah, about that. What do you kind of make of that?
That feels really immature.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the older you get, you'll know this, the older you get, you start going, that generation down there, they're not like us, and that makes me feel insecure, and so I'm going to have a go at them. And here it comes, guys, here it comes. Well, no, I just wondered, that's very impulsive.
Sure.
To put that out on to Instagram. I don't think, I know, as much as professional footballers have their team and all that stuff, they also have their phone in their hand, and if they want attention and they're used to attention and they're annoyed, people do it. You tweet. I've done it. I remember getting done by an insurance company for a car, and it was unfair. So I just went at them.
Did you have a lot of followers
on Twitter? No, not enough.
No, that's
to
good
to get it going.
Because when you have too many, a bit maybe like Mbappe, it looks a bit.
Yeah, it looks muggy, doesn't it? Yeah, and I think that's the thing. He's so up here now, and he's been, like you say, he's been given the money. He has been given the squad. He's got the greatest player of all time in that squad. He's got the most expensive player in that squad. He has outrageous influence from what I know, and I don't know a crazy amount. You like Mbappe, don't you? You like to dive into Mbappe.
I like Mbappe just because I find him before I liked him for what I thought he was, but now I'm kind of wondering if what I thought he was is not what I thought.
Sure, there's a broader conversation here, and I wonder about these guys that are superstars so young. If it's gonna, for want of a better word, rot them in some way.
As in personality wise, or sort of just the whole package.
Yeah.
How has it rot? But then you look at American sports like NFL, NBA. Maybe it does rot those guys. Maybe there is something there, but there seems to be a slightly different approach when these guys get $100 million, $140 million at any one time.
True. Yeah, so that might play a part in it.
Maybe it's cultural, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it is. But I think it's about, I guess it's about his values. And I would say, obviously I'm nitpicking here, but when you're putting something out like that, about your position on the pitch, I'm guessing you're talking about, it's just not helpful, is it? So it's selfish. If it's not helpful, it's selfish.
But from his perspective, I'm trying to see it from his perspective. Obviously, he thinks his perspective is the one that will win them games. He thinks he's the key player.
Which is dangerous in itself. Right. Because there has to be a respect for the coach. I imagine these superstars you talk about, LeBron James or whoever, I know maybe he's the wrong one, but yes, they have an understanding. I was watching the Redeem Team documentary.
It's great.
You've got all these superstars coming together. There becomes an understanding that you have to subdue yourself somewhat to give that coach that opportunity to get you where you want to be.
But that's what's interesting about that, actually, because that's an international team, so that's America, and all of them are sort of willing to sacrifice themselves for the cause a bit, if that makes sense. And also, I think obviously if you win the goal, it's much easier after to go, I was more than willing to submit for success. If they go out there and win a bronze, documentaries and get made. Yes. But it's a different documentary. This is very interesting because it's classic. Like I saw a tweet the other day when someone was like, "Why are you surprised when players demand more money? Why are you surprised when it's not even PSG that he's taken for a ride? It's the owners, the multi-billionaire owners of PSG that he's really taken for a ride. He's looking to control that situation in the ways that he knows how." Really, again, there isn't really a good guy and a bad guy here. There isn't. Obviously, it's disrupting your enjoyment as a PSG fan in some way, but why are we surprised by this?
I think the thing that people get confused about a lot of the time is it getting you to your goal? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, people are kind of in a rush to get to their goal. So Liverpool's a great example, or Arsenal are a good example at the moment, where they've gone through the kind of ridicule for the long-term gain. Mm-hmm. For PSG, that must feel a bit more difficult to kind of get your head around because there's gluttony, isn't there? There's gluttony at PSG, obviously, both in what he's earning himself, but also what he's got in front of him. So there might be this rush of, well, I want it now, but actually the smart thing generally is to slowly build something piece by piece. Man United have tried to do that thing as well.
Sure.
So he might be in a place right now where he's like, what's going on here? I want it now. He might even look at Lionel Messi and go, how many years have I got left with him? How many have I got with Neymar?
But he's going to win he most likely will win Liga, and they're not bad shouts for the Champions League.
No, and I get that, and they might go and win it. But I guess these grumblings might come from the fact that what might make life difficult for them in terms of winning that Champions League is that actually for them to create the vision of success that they want, they have to allow someone to have that vision.
Right.
And that person can't be Mbappe because he's 20, whatever he is, 22. Right. It has to be that coach who's been there, seen it, done it, and knows how you build success.
Or a director of football or whoever it is.
Because in Mbappe, that's the thing. I wonder if there is his mindset will be tampered with somewhat just because of the fact that he arrives on the case in Monaco are amazing. Then he goes to PSG and he's got this money. He's winning this title, which all seems pretty easy. He goes and wins the World Cup. He's had a lot of success. But does he know how to build success?
No, I get you.
Because it is fine margins, again, when it comes to PSG as well. But they also have, growth generally comes from borders. If you know what I mean. Like a great idea, if you just go, let's have a great idea, that's not enough. You need things to confine it, to give you a bit of direction. I wonder if that's a problem both for him and for the club.
So I kind of want to move it on to Liverpool because that's going to be a bit of a nice headline in this. The excitement for Liverpool fans is always that he mentioned Liverpool once, that he was interested in us. And obviously PSG don't want to sell direct to Real Madrid. Could we be a halfway house? And also, would we want to be that halfway house as a club? The big issue with it is that, and I'll identify why Liverpool fans love the idea of Bellingham so much, and why people have set their heart on Bellingham as over, say, any other big name that's in the midfield right now. A, they know he's brilliant, or they think he's brilliant. They think he'd solve a lot of problems. B, father's a Liverpool fan.
Oh.
C, he seems like if he was to go to a club, it would be a long-term choice with which he would be there 6, 7, maybe 8 years. He'd make himself the Gerrard of that club, right?
Right.
They wouldn't. We don't care how much money you have to spend there. You've merited that. You're our hero. You're whatever it is. And if you come to our club and become a legend, you deserve the money. That's neoliberalism. Welcome to it. The Mbappe doesn't seem that way, and the way he's treating PSG makes me wonder: would Liverpool want to go through that? But at the same time, do you want to have that tryst, that really quick relationship with the player where you go, Mbappe came to Liverpool. Kind of yeah. Do you want, and the summer romance could be two seasons. Could be a season where he goes, I can't go direct there.
Sure.
Would you, if you were Liverpool and Klopp, go, I could potentially derail everything, but we could also have Kylian Mbappe?
if it goes well, that's almost that's going to cause more problems, is it not?
Oh, right, because then you've got to try and
keep him. Well,
we're
going to sell it. Well, we told him we could go. You go, what, you got to let him go? He's just, look how good he's been.
Look how good we've been. But also then if you sell him on, you then go, brilliant, well, we can get someone else for 100 million or whatever. Is this not, what I'm saying
it's a very modern relationship.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying. Yeah. And that's what I'm kind of saying here is, why are we surprised when these people, when Mbappe's, when Bellingham is going to Bellingham, when Haaland did? Does that make sense?
Can I be honest?
Be honest.
I feel like the Liverpool in you is just oozing out here right now, and you just want the shiny thing.
No, but that's the opposite. I'm wondering if I actually want that.
You want the shiny thing, but you want to retain the soul of Liverpool.
No, don't tell me what I'm thinking.
Let me have him. Let me have him. Let me kiss him.
I'll kiss him.
And let me send him on his way. That's what I feel.
But
like
why
you're
would
doing.
that? But tell me then.
I feel it oozing in an 8-minute narrative that that just revealed itself.
Is that problematic? And would you do that if you were a Liverpool fan? Would you want that? Or are we going to get burned on the other end? You know how we felt about Coutinho? How we felt about even Mane leaving? Would that not be amplified in humiliation as well?
All that matters is an understanding of expectations. Okay? So I was listening to his podcast and he was talking about, work relationships now. And what he was saying is that if someone wants to work 40 hours a week and they say they don't want to go do the work till 10 at night because we've got to get this thing done, go, well, no, I want my 40 hours. As long as that conversation has been had and both people understand those expectations, then you're not, everyone's okay. So what I would say is that if you want that to happen, the fans need to know about it. The club, everyone needs to know about it. It needs to be transparent. But why not?
My answer to that would be the club and PSG thought they knew when they'd signed a very recent, very lucrative contract with Mbappe. That was what you've laid out on the table. What you've asked is to decide X, Y, Z about the club. You've asked for this money. We've matched all of those things, even in a negotiation. Obviously, I could ask for $500 million if I want. I might not get it. You've asked for all those things. Less than 6 months later, you've come back and gone, actually, new expectations now. Or actually, I'm just not happy to be here at all. Like that, surely what you're saying there is, once the right to ask for that money is backed up by the responsibility to then go, right, well, you're going to fulfill what your side of that is. And the footballer doesn't always have that. Yeah, exactly.
But then I guess for you, even in whatever time frame you create, can you trust Mbappe to behave if this is what you're if what you're suggesting is true and it's not just, there might be other elements in play, and this Instagram is the route for people to communicate when they're a little bit annoyed.
Right.
So maybe that's the only way he can think to communicate at this moment in time. But if he's going to do that if he's going to cheat on PSG, then he'll cheat on you as well.
That's what I'm saying. And I
how short term can you make it? That he doesn't cheat?
Yeah. Like how much do you just go, we love you, bye. Like that's literally it. Like, and I don't. Maybe,
is that worth it for you? Do you think?
Not for me, because I guess from my perspective, I'm not thinking it from a FIFA perspective. I'm thinking it from a bring this guy in, and if he leaves, I guarantee the Twitter and the overall narrative is you guys got used. You guys got absolutely rinsed, and then off he went to Real Madrid or whatever.
Does part of you think you can woo him as well? Give him a year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no.
Maybe I'll stay for another. Yeah, but that won't happen because we know what he's really after, which is he's after this international superstardom. We know it.
Yeah. Well, then it's Real Madrid, isn't it?
This is that old thing of, I remember when Coutinho left, and I remember saying on a kickoff, I don't think he's that kind of player. And then I caught myself in that moment, and I went, I have no idea who this person is.
True.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I mean,
so did he go to Liverpool or not?
Would he? It's got to really crash and burn.
Liverpool?
PSG. The PSG situation.
Right.
Has to really crash and burn. But I guess, and then it comes down to I think Real Madrid's squad is looking pretty exciting. So I think he would then he would just go, I want to go to Real Madrid.
And then force it.
Yeah, and player power is real, isn't it? So
it's just, this is too much.
Maybe but sign Ronaldo for you. He won't let you down.
Well, this has been great. Thanks a lot to BT Sport, by the way, for bringing us to Glasgow. I think that's how they say it here. We had an amazing taxi driver. Honestly, wasn't he amazing? Honestly, he was awesome. Yeah. And he told us all about the city. So we're going to go off and explore it now. But please do explore the page and explore that subscribe button down there. See you guys later. Much love. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.